What is going on, guys? My name's D-Free. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And I woke up to Broly. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Broly and give my thoughts on him and his team and the way that the team currently works as it is built. Assuming that no other units come out, which is a possibility. I don't want to say a big possibility, but it's a possibility that they do improve the team. Like in his banner, they put like another Extreme TEQ unit that functions really well on the team. So we'll see what happens there. But off the bat, Extreme TEQ leader, as we said, it was kind of a given because they had, for whatever reason, put super in the kanji, saying that he was the super type tech card. But like we all knew he was going to be extreme. He was a villain. He can't be a super unit. So extreme type tech leader, +3 key and 120% to all stats, and then he gives the super type tech units on the team actually 1 key and 50% to their stats. His passive is attack +100% for every orb obtained and attack +12% further, but defense down. So when he gets per orb, so let me go ahead and reiterate that. Let me say that one more time. Attack +100%, and for every orb that he gets 12% more attack, but he loses 10% defense. So he's different. Super attack is gigantic omega. Immense damage, greatly reduces defense. Yeah. We'll show off the super attack in a minute. Link set's a little different for an SS3 card, like actually immensely different. But he has the Saiyan lineage Berserker, prepared for battle. So the first SS3, I believe, in the game with prepared for battle. He has Super Saiyan, Nightmare, Limit Breaking Form, and fierce battle. So he doesn't even have over in a flash. Okay, so there goes my dream of that super cohesive tech SS3 team that I want to make. I could still make it, but Broly probably will end up being off rotation. So let's look at the card art for Broly here, and then we'll look at the SA animation. All right. Oh, it's translating on its own. All right, so we have Broly here. Broly Shama. Broly. All right. So he has 10,250 HP, 11,300 attack, and almost 5,000 defense. Okay, I can dig it. I like it. I like the heavy green on the hair, to be honest. It reminds me a lot of him being playable in Raging Blast 2. Because I think that's the only place that he's ever been outside of Japan. Of course, he's in Dragon Ball Heroes. I think the only place that he's ever been in media was in Raging Blast 2. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But yeah, that's Broly. So let's go ahead and take a look at his super attack animation. Then I'm gonna give my thoughts on him and his team, and we're gonna get into big boy moment because I may have some rants in there. But of course, I'm not gonna kiss your butt and say, oh my god, this is all amazing, this team is so damn amazing, I love it. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm honest. And if you don't like it, sometimes I'm honest to a fault. If you don't like it, there's nothing I can do about it. So the super attack animation is here. It is loading up slowly. It only does this when I record. Like, I don't know why. It acts like I have bad internet, but I don't. So they got him linked with Turles. That's a pre-awakened Turles. He's not even Dokkan awakened. That Turles was actually really good initially. Post-awakening, that is. Okay, yeah, so since it wants to break, we're just going to look at the team that they have. And you guys can... Oh, wait. Is it going now? No, it's hella fucked. I don't know what it's doing. It acts just so stupid when it comes to making a video. It's like delayed. Okay, whatever. Let's see what team they had though. They always have like the most funky looking teams. So Turles Super 17, they have the regular Tech Android 17 on there. I can't see the rest of it though. Who else are those units? Golden Frieza, Majin Vegeta, and what is that? Is that another Broly? What is that thing next to 17? Either way, it's a weird team. I'll leave the super attack link down below in the description if you want to check it out. So, oh yeah, one last thing. There are some calcs down here from Mobile Man. He says, assuming that the 6.5 orb average for nukers, which is pretty much what he applies to damage calculate the nuking units, here's SS3 Broly's attack calculation with Fierce Battle and Nightmare active. He doesn't take Super Saiyan into account because a lot of times Broly probably may not have it. The only time he'd have it is if you're running Bio Broly or if you have the LR Zamasu card. So outwardly, after all the calculations, he averages 1,391,562 damage. Okay, not bad. He doesn't hit as hard as Goku. I think Goku gets a little further than that, like 1.4 mil or something like that. And while Goku gets a 90% defensive improvement, Broly on average gets a negative 65% debuff. So he doesn't hit as hard as Goku, but at the same time, he loses 65% of his debuff or his defense, while Goku gets 90% of his defense up maximum from the super attacks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this who says that seems balanced. Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. And then they talk a little bit more down here. Yeah, basically, in theory, if you get enough orbs, Broly's defense can drop all the way down to 0. And I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but you could get hit really freaking hard from a boss, especially if they hit you before you can hit them. Broly, I don't know why Bandai thinks that's cute. Like, why they want to do that with Broly characters? Like, aside from Bio Broly, who, I mean, loses his attack anyway, he's completely the opposite. He doesn't lose his defense. Well, he does in one scenario, but most of the time he's going to lose his attack but keep his defense, which it fits for him because that's kind of like the gimmick for the character. But Broly cards, I mean, Broly's super tanky in the movies. Like, I mean, he takes all these hits. It doesn't do anything to him. But you look at the cards, the original and initial STR card loses defense. I forget how much. I think he gets 7,000 attack, loses defense, whatever. Point being, every Broly card, except for, I think, the physical one, who has putrid defense anyway, so he gets hit super hard either way. And Bio Broly doesn't count. And then, you know, the free-to-play Broly doesn't count either. They all get hit really ridiculously hard and lose their defense for whatever reason. I don't know why they think that's cool. The problem with the Broly, though, is he loses 60% defense. That's... damn. He's an all or nothing character like LR Broly is. And I'd go and venture to say that that's even worse than... a matter of fact, Mobile Man says it too. That's even worse than LR Broly losing defense because he can theoretically get 7 or 8 orbs and just literally lose all his defense. That is a big minus for that card. But like I said, he's still going to hit for 1.3 million. So take it with a grain of salt. You just need to kill the enemy before they can hit you, pretty much. And that's how LR Broly works, which most of the time LR Broly can function that way. Sometimes that guy gets hit really freaking hard because he doesn't kill them for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and talk about the team a little bit. I don't have the team pulled up here, actually, that I would run or what I would consider optimal. But factoring the LRs in, right, you'd probably function with a team such as Broly, double Brolys, of course, your Broly and the friend Broly. Mass Saiyan can fit on the team now. There was some speculation as to whether Mass Saiyan could fit on the team. If Broly got over in a flash, Mass Saiyan wouldn't fit. There would be nobody really for him to link with. Once again, if you don't have the LRs. But factoring in the LRs, the Broly leader, Mass Saiyan, merged Zamasu fits really well on the team. If only because he links with the LRs fine. Or not, yeah, pretty much with the LRs. I wouldn't run Transcended UR, Goku Black, and Zamasu's card. I mean, I don't see a reason to do it for that card. I don't see a reason to do it for... the only card that really, truly works for is Broly. I don't see a reason to do it for any of the summonable LRs. Half of them you can't do it anyway. And then you'd have a couple of key support guys, like the 40% 3-key second form Cell, and then another key support like King Piccolo or something like that, just to offer key support for the team because it's not very cohesive. This team reminds me a lot of Extreme Intelligence, where it's like they need a lot of help. This team does have a better outlook as far as like looking at the team, you know, from a perspective like, oh, they have all these good units, I really would want to love a guy like Frieza on the team, but he just literally nukes the team's cohesiveness because he doesn't have fear and faith. Nobody else has shocking speed. There's no point in running him unless you're going to relegate him to being AGL Frieza, basically. That's the one problem with Frieza, Tech Frieza. People think that he's a tanker in that same vein. That's not all he can do. You're literally using half of the card's function if you use him only for defense. He's a hitter. That's why he gets an attack improvement and has immense modifier. And he hits pretty hard regularly. I haven't even tested him on this team, right? He hits at least 400k without being on this team. So that's on a rainbow team at max SA. So Tech Golden Frieza is really good. He gets destroyed by a low-key multiplier, but that's about it. And I don't know, like, I'll have to actually use the team. I'm not going to go too hard for it, but I do think that they made a right decision in giving him Prepare for Battle because it does help a couple of the other units on the team, that's fine with me. Over and Flash would have been just dead weight. Saiyan Lineage is a one key link that he shares with Mass Saiyan, and Bio Broly too. If Bio Broly is a unit that you run, Bio Broly is like in that 6th or 7th, not in that 7th or 8th slot. The barely being suboptimal because he's kicked out by the LRs pretty much. So if you run Bio Broly, I mean that's the thing. He needs the Super Saiyan link because he doesn't share Super Saiyan with a lot of the units on the team either. Nightmare is pretty prevalent across the board for the most part. He doesn't have Fear and Faith. I wish they would have given him Fear and Faith. If they're going to go out of their way to give him like Nightmare and stuff, like they could have given him Fear and Faith. That would have been a lot better. I don't know. I'm not hyped about this team. I don't think this team is very good. I'm sorry. I will not say it's bad. I just think it's the lack of cohesiveness is not a good thing. I mean, Merge Zamasu is going to hit for over 1 million damage, fine, or somewhere around there. Mass Saiyan 2, he's going to hit that hard. He's going to debuff the enemy's attack. He's going to take hits well. He's going to semi-link well on the team because he has Prepare for Battle. Fine. Merge Zamasu, by the way, doesn't link well with anybody because he doesn't have Prepare for Battle. He has Fused Fighter instead. He doesn't link well with anybody other than the LRs. So if you don't have the LR cards, he kind of just can't super. He's going to start off with 6 key, and then you have to kind of function from there. Which is why I said you're going to want to run 2, maybe even 3 key support units on this team because they don't link well. So I don't know. And then the LR cards and Mass Saiyan, like if you have both of those, they can function as good tanks. Like you don't need a card like Tech Golden Frieza on the team because Mass Saiyan will take those hits. He's gonna tank really well. Although he doesn't tank in like a few super specific scenarios, he's gonna tank really well 90% of the time. And then the LR cards get their defense going after a little bit. It sucks that they can't outwardly start with that defensive improvement, but they get it going after a while. I don't know. I don't have anything really positive to say about the team. I don't know why they feel like it's necessary to nuke Broly's defense on every card. This Broly gets a huge attack increase, though. 12% per orb. He doesn't have a restriction on that. That's the best thing about the Broly is he doesn't have a restriction on it. Like, for example, SS3 Goku. He has like a super heavily limited version of this. He doesn't lose defense, so I understand it. But he gets it per rainbow orb, and that is basically capped out at 4 to 5 orbs at max. Broly can literally sit there and you could run him with a couple orb changers like the Tech 17 or whatever, which is another possibility on that team as one of the key supports. You could run him, change half the board to green pretty much, and then he can get all those orbs, and then it's all for nothing. You're going to go and see if you can kill him. Now, if you take the turn, for example, there are some technicalities in there. If you take the turn, for example, that's really good. Broly's going to hit really freaking hard because at 1.3 is just an average of him getting 6.5 orbs. So he can get 8 to 10 orbs, whatever. He starts hitting a lot harder than 1.3 mil or 1.4 mil, whatever it was. So there are some little blemishes of good in there. It's just it's a case-by-case scenario. So I don't know. I'll have to get the team and use it. I'm not saying every unit has to start off at max super, but there is something for units that struggle to fit on these teams, and half the team struggles to work together. So like I said, a lot of this can kind of change. A lot of my criticisms can kind of change if they drop a unit or two that fits really well on the team. Like the best decision Bandai has made for any of these god leaders is dropping that support for 17. They didn't do it for anybody else, I don't think. But dropping that support for Super 17 was the best thing that they did. And then on top of that, awakening Gotank's adult to SS3 for that team was the second best thing that they've done for these team units. So we'll see what happens from there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider subscribing. We're going to have more videos coming out today. Maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. It's really early. I got to get my day going. But have an awesome day. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you're pulling for Broly, if you're hyped for Broly, I'm sorry if you're hyped for Broly and I just don't sound too interested because I'm kind of not. Just because his team, like I don't really too much care if it's Broly or not, but I may try to pull for him, just for you guys, so I can have it and do more showcases for you guys. But it's just I'm not hype about the team. I don't too much care for it. It reminds me, like I said, I haven't felt this way about a unit or a team since Extreme Intelligence, which is why I don't even bother to use Extreme Intelligence because I just don't like that team. So that's my thing. Anyways, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later.